Hello, my name is Shane Coughlan, and I'm the General Manager of the OpenChain Project. Today is an important day for our project. The Japan Workgroup is having its fifth meeting. This meeting marks a milestone for the project. The Japan Workgroup has been the most successful and the largest contributor of information from a single country to the OpenChain project. Your work around areas like translation, creating and sharing case studies, and bringing new companies into our discussion is truly amazing. Now, during our first 4 meetings, we had an opportunity to get to know each other. We had a chance to share ideas. We had a chance, thanks to Kato-san from Panasonic, to share case studies. These first 4 meetings are a strong foundation that we can build on. I have some suggestions about our next steps, and I would really appreciate if you could consider them during this meeting and consider in our future meetings implementing these. My first suggestion is that we take an effort to move from an interest-based group to an activity-based group. By this I mean not just sharing our interest in open source compliance, but having a series of targeted outcomes, things we want to create and share via our work group. I suggest this because if we have an activity-based group, we can create new value for companies in Japan and maybe companies internationally as well. I don't think that changing from an interest-based group to an activity-based group would provide many challenges for our current team. Our work group already has activities underway. The challenge, the task, would simply be to make a map, a plan of milestones around activities, and to make sure that all of our activities are really useful for the business use cases of our member and contributor companies. The second thing I would like to suggest, it's related to the activities. The second thing I would like to suggest is that we put concrete milestones in place and perhaps make a pattern for this work group to create and release new and useful contributions. One example would be to have a goal of having an outcome every 6 months, and to use the 3 meetings in the 6 months to work towards this goal or goals. I will give you an example. Many companies ask about open source policies. Perhaps we could aim to have open source reference policies for small, medium, and large companies. In each meeting during 6 months, so 3 meetings bi-monthly, we create 1 or more example policies. So in one meeting, we might focus on example policies for small companies. In another meeting, example policies for medium companies. And finally, in the third meeting, example policies for large companies. Then, at the end of the 6-month period, we have a collection of useful material that we can share with our Japanese friends, and we can translate to share internationally. This is just an example. This is to illustrate that by having a certain pattern of milestones, we can create a strong direction to steer this wonderful ship of contributors. In the end, this work group belongs to you, and it must do what you need and you want. My suggestions are to hopefully guide our work group into doing activities that are really beneficial for everyone. But the details of this, that discussion is yours today, I hope. And perhaps the first stage of this discussion is to think about our long-term goals. What do you want to get from this work group in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years? What does your company need? I hope that we can start today with that discussion. I hope that we can share useful, practical, real-world requirements. And once we have these long-term views, we can make our short-term goals and milestones. Let's begin this process. This work group has so much energy. It has got a great team, it's got a great atmosphere, and it has great supporters, like Fujitsu today hosting this meeting. There's a lot of things we can do together, a lot of great things, and I believe the Japan work group can be a very important part of creating the future of the OpenChain project. Please have a good discussion today. Please know that I will support your decisions, your requirements, your needs. I'm looking forward to hearing about the outcomes of this meeting. And finally, I must apologize that I could not be here today. I was in North America for Open Source Summit North America, running a workshop which brought us new contributors from the American market. I really wanted to either be there today or to dial in and talk with you. Sadly, again, my scheduling became problematic, and that's why I created this video. It's a small note from me to you, and hopefully this note and your energy today can build a fantastic future for the Japan work group of the OpenChain project.